Uneducated.
Uneducated experts.
With Mink and Jones.
Telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do.
Episode 33.
Hey, yo, Jones.
Hey, what's up, man? What's good?
Hey, how you feel about them Eagles, though?
Why we gotta start the show like this? I am
Freeze. Yo,
sick.
Freeze. It's the Uneducated Experts. I am Mink.
And I'm Jones.
Yo, we're going to tell you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do.
And a whole bunch of stuff that we feel like we do.
Yes.
Anyways, hey, I want to start this episode by saying F the Broncos because y'all are whack. Y'all suck. I hope y'all signed 37 quarterbacks in the offseason. Now that I've said that, Jones, tell me how you feel about them Eagles, bro, as a Cowboys fan.
So I'm sitting here pretty sick. I'm pretty sick to my stomach. And it's because what's the right word to say it? I stomached the urge. Is that the right word? Anyways,
Sure.
Doesn't matter. Listen, all Cowboy fans know how I'm feeling right now. We had to say, go other team. Won't say the name. We had to say, go other team, and actually cheer for them. Sorry, behinds. Try not to curse. Shout out to my mama. Love you. But we had to cheer for them. So we had to cheer for that green bird on the other side of the field, Sunday Night Football. And they go into Sunday Night Football on the road, and they look at the other side of the other sideline at them Seahawks, and they say, oh, we're better than them on paper. Our talent will win us this game. That's not how it works in football. And what the Eagles showed Sunday night is why nobody trusts them in the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm sick to my stomach right now, having to cheer for that team, and they let me down. And by losing, they still punched the Cowboys in the mouth because we needed them to beat the Seahawks. Okay, I'm done. 2 minutes in, I'm done now. I'm done.
You know, there's those that are saying that the Eagles lost on purpose, man.
Well, that's all the Cowboy haters and the naysayers that just don't want to see the Cowboys in the playoffs. They try, and that's the Eagle fans trying to justify that loss and that piss poor showing they put up Sunday night.
Hey, how do you feel about the? I don't know. I'm sure you've seen the meme going around of like the schedule of who the Eagles have beat, and their 2 losses have been against like the only winning teams they played.
So I know that maybe you're talking about is really more focused on the one winning team that they beat, which is the 8-4 Carolina Panthers. That's the only team with a winning record as above 500 right now that they beat. So I don't really buy into that. They showed that for the Cowboys last year, and yes, we lost in the playoffs first round. Our first playoff game in the second round, but that doesn't mean that we wasn't a good team. The Eagles are a good team. They just got beat. You know, it's hard to win 10 in a row, which that's what they were going for Sunday night. So as much shit as I give them, I'll tell you this, as much as I give them, if Carson Wentz doesn't fumble on the 1 yard line and they get in the end zone, which they probably would have, it would have been a tied 10-10 ball game. So, you know, it was just a bad game for the Eagles.
Okay. Well, now that we've gotten that ran off.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question though. So you talking about the meme. What team has beaten a winning team? Let's just go by the list right now. Real quick. Has the Rams beaten a winning team right now?
They beat the Saints.
They did beat the Saints. So they beat the Saints. That's one. Because they lost to the Seahawks, if you remember that. They did lose to the Seahawks.
Okay.
So
the Seahawks have beat a winning team.
So the Seahawks have beat the winning team. Seahawks have beat the Rams. And as of right now, that's and the Eagles. So they have 2. So the Seahawks have 2 wins out of 8 that are against winning teams.
Well, I mean, we can't say that unless we pull up their schedule.
I'm doing it right now. I just did.
All right.
They beat the Niners, the Colts, the Rams, that's 1, the Giants, the Texans, the Cardinals, the Niners, and the Eagles. So they have 2 wins out of the 8 that's against winning teams. And I'm going to do this real quick. I'm just going to do like division lead. So I'll go with the Vikings.
What are you considering a winning team? Like over 500 or 500 or better?
Over 500.
Okay. So I got the Vikings right here.
So yeah, you do the
Vikings right here. The Vikings beat the Falcons.
1.
The Vikings beat the Rams.
2.
The Vikings beat the Ravens.
Falcons.
What are the Ravens right now?
Ravens are currently at 7-5, so they have 3.
Yeah, the Lions are 6-6, so I'm not going to count their 2 wins over the Lions.
Okay. They just beat the Falcons, so
Well,
that's 4.
one win of the Lions.
They beat the
lost to
Falcons, so that's 4,
They
right?
beat the Saints. So
Still
Saints,
the Vikings?
Yeah, Saints, Ravens, Rams, Falcons. So that's 4, and they play the Panthers this weekend.
Okay, so they got 4. Okay. All right, well, I guess I'm looking like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, as always. The Steelers...
Well, I mean, statistically, there's 32 teams, and at minimum, there's 6 teams with winning records, I would assume, per conference. So, and they're all not undefeated, and they all have multiple losses. So every winning team should have beat at least one winning team.
Okay. So every winning team, to my knowledge, right now has beat a winning team. I'm on the Steelers right now. They beat the Vikings. Of course, they beat the Ravens twice. So I think you want to count both of those. The Chiefs are currently 6-6, and the Titans are 8-3, right? They're sitting pretty at 8-3, 8-4.
Well, there's no way they're 8-3. That'd be 11 games.
But bro, we're going into week 14.
Weeks. Yeah, well, they would have 12 wins, 12 games out of 13 weeks.
Oh, I said 8-3. My bad. Yeah, they're 8-4.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Steelers have multiple wins over winning teams right now. And we're getting off on a tangent. The meme is hilarious. Don't get me wrong, the meme is hilarious, and I understand it is funny, and it does point that they haven't really beat anybody, which everybody wants to point to now, that they have one loss. But what's funny is before this one loss and that meme came up, everybody was saying, even us, everybody was saying the Eagles were the best team in the NFL, the most complete team in the NFL, and then one bad loss. Then they want to, hold up, let's just see who they played in. And they really haven't beat anybody now that they have one bad showing. It's just overreaction all the time. The Eagles are a good team. I hate saying that, but they are a good team.
Well, it also doesn't show, like, I hate when they do that too, because it never shows what the record was when they beat them. Like, just because a team isn't winning right now, it doesn't mean they weren't winning when they played. I.e., the Houston Texans with Deshaun Watson.
Very true.
Beating the Texans
100%.
with Watson is way different than beating the Texans with Savage.
Yeah, 100% agree with you on that one. And I hate agreeing with you.
Yeah, whatever. Your mama. That's just something I say, Mama Jones. I don't really mean you. We 7 minutes, 45 seconds in here. So you got me on picks last week. By 3, right?
14-11. Yes, sir. Shout out. 14-11.
Whatever.
Almost 13. The Steelers almost blew that, but then it was still been 13-10. But 14 out of 16, regardless of how I got it, is still pretty damn good.
All right, so looking back at last week's games, was there anything that stood out to you? Any games you want to talk about?
Oh, real quick. All right, let's see this real quick.
Because there's a game I want to talk about.
No, Cowboys did what they wanted to do. Vikings defense did what they had to do. The game specifically... the Chiefs, good God bless the Chiefs, are just trying. Boy, you can't even blame the coaches anymore. That's just ridiculous on the field what's going on with the Chiefs, especially on goal line defenses.
Long live the Chiefs.
You know the 2 games the Chiefs had with the Jets and the Raiders, they combined for game-winning drives, goal line to go. They combined for it was 14 goal line to go plays before a play was scored, because the Jets had 3 chances to score a touchdown, and then McCown finally got in. So they had 3 separate drives where they almost kicked the field goal, and then they got called for unsportsmanlike conduct. So they gave them another first down and goal, which they failed 3 times. But the third down, the third and goal, they got a flag for an automatic first down, and then he ran it for a touchdown on second and goal. And then we all know about the Raiders one that the Chiefs just gave away at the end. 14 straight goal line to go game-winning drive, game-winning plays, so to say. You know what I mean?
Hey, who would have thought that Josh McCown would be a viable fantasy option at quarterback?
Bro, he's been top 10 for a majority of the year. Now, I'm not calling you out.
No, I'm saying who would have thought
in one league. Yeah,
who would have thought that for the year?
It's fantasy, bro. Fantasy and football, you can't predict this. The ones that get it right are lucky for the most part. I mean, let's just be honest. You really are. No, nothing stood out.
Hey, look, all I'm going to say is I made the playoffs every year I've been in our league.
Well, I guess I can't say that because of year 1. But I am on a I guess between me and you, it's a 3-year streak, and I'm defending my championship against you starting this weekend. Now, is there any game you want to talk about?
Well, first off, I want to keep going with what I was going with, and I want to talk about the Steeler Bengal game.
Okay.
So
Steeler Bengal game.
For the 13 people that listen, and I'm probably up in that number a little bit. Obviously, me and Jones are in a fantasy league together, right? The Rooks and Wily Old Vets, I think. So, I was currently in 6th place. I'm gonna take you back to week 13. I'm in 6th place. I went on a 3 out of 4 game losing streak. My team really just shit the bed. The players I have on there should not have been barely putting up what they put up. But regardless, I go into week 13 with the known fact of if I win, I make the playoffs. If I lose, I have to hope for this other dude. Shout out to Terrence, right? Friend of the show. Give me some applause. I need Terrence to lose in order for me to make the playoffs still. Now, mind you, I'd be pulling like a AFC South win into the playoffs, meaning that I'm going to have a losing record going in, right? So, fast forward, Tyrod Taylor gets hurt. I don't know why I'm still trusting Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. The guy I went against, shout out to Cheesy. He put up like the second highest points of the week. It just obliterated me, right? And I was like, I'm done. And I was like, this is what I get for talking trash the other day, saying that I've made the playoffs every year in this league since I've been in it, which is like 4 or 5 years straight. I've been anywhere from seed 1 to seed 6. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, so this is it. This is the bittersweet moment. And then I look and I realize Terrence ain't winning. And so I stopped watching my score and I only focus on, shout out to AJ, right? Friend of the show, AJ. I start watching AJ, who at the time had the worst record in our league, trying his very best to beat Terrence. And it goes all the way down to Monday Night Football. Defenses don't get partial points, so they only get 10, 11, 9, whatever, right? Solid numbers. AJ's up by 10 point, like 3 something. And the only way that... Oh, I was like, what'd you message? The only way that I make the playoffs is if the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, who have been balling out lately, score 10 points or less. Now, I literally am the most biggest, largest, whatever word we want to use, the biggest shit talker in the world. I told myself the morning of Monday that I wasn't going to say anything because I knew that I would jinx myself. So I said, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to watch the game. Not going to respond. Nothing. Lo and behold, the Steelers put up 7. Your boy made the playoffs. Long story short, I made the playoffs. Shout out to Terrence for not knowing how to manage a fantasy football team. You are the biggest friend of the show. You might just get a free t-shirt that says Team Mink on it. If I win the championship, I promise you I will send you the shirt. Jones, you are going down this week. I don't care. We lost our phone call. I'm still going to go. Jones, I am going to demolish you. I am going to beat you to a pulp. They're going to call me O.J. Simpson, and they're going to call you Nicole after this. I guess that might have been a little too far. Doesn't matter. I'm here for the ship. This is my league. I'm the assistant commissioner. We're going all the way in. I wonder what Jones is saying on the other line. Shout out to the Hold Up Though podcast, because this is so much like them to have technical difficulties. Now my phone's ringing. It's not even showing a call. This is dumb. Weird. Oh, there it goes. Hello, Jones. Huh. This is going to be awkward. Keep going. I hope you don't hit the button. Let's hope you don't hit the button, guys. Who knows? I might edit this out. I might not. You never know, my man. You never know. Jones, I'm going to beat you. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Are you still recording?
Yep.
Good, because I've been talking hella shit the whole time about your team and about how I'm going to beat you. So.
Okay, well, there was some technical difficulty, so we're just gonna act like Mink didn't say that because we're both we're heads up 1-1. This is our third meeting, and Mink knows. Had I played one player, which a lot of people can say that, but had I played one player, I would be 2-0 against him in this season. So we're just gonna pretend that Mink didn't say anything, and we can talk about fantasy.
Listen,
playoffs.
this is how scared Jones is. Jones took every player off his roster and put him on the bench. Just so I can't see their predicted score.
First of all, you can go see the predicted scores all you want to, and you can do the math all you want to, Mr. Accountant. You're pretty good at math. 1, 2, I did that because my team is so loaded that I don't want you to know who I'm playing when I'm playing.
I have the number 1 and number 2 wide receiver in fantasy.
And you finished 6 and 7. Next.
Hey.
You finished 6 and 7. Next.
Look at my quarterback.
You needed Terrence to lose for you to get in the playoffs. Next.
Do you remember? I think it was 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I drafted Jamal Charles first round. Right, big old joke about that.
ACL injury.
I pulled a Bree Long season. Half my team got hurt. Like I was picking people up the waiver wire. But I barely made the playoffs by like the skin of my teeth.
Yup.
Guess what? Still made the playoffs.
All right. Well, you about to get eliminated. Anyway, so let's do this. Let's get through the picks real quick so I can smash. So I can beat your ass again. I almost said smash and you would have paused me. I'm working on that. See how I caught myself this time? And then we can get into helping everybody win that fantasy league. Because it is fantasy playoffs basically worldwide, unless you're in some weak-ass 2-week fantasy league that starts week 15, and we don't care about that. So,
I don't know about you, but I've been hearing some weird-ass leagues this year. My buddy is in a 8-man fantasy league.
Trash.
Where all 8 people make the playoffs.
Trash. That's not a league.
But the top... so there's a home field advantage of like 10 fantasy points.
Oh, okay. I see. I've seen that. That's an incentive to getting the top seed or getting, like I said, one of the top seeds. I've seen that. I've actually thought about implementing that, but with such a money-driven league, that's a real unfair advantage. But an 8-man league, everybody makes the playoffs. That is a volunteer tournament where everybody gets a participation trophy. No, thank you. I'm out.
You know what's crazy is I think his buy-in for that league is either higher or close to what our buy-in is.
That 8-man, everybody makes a playoff as a buy-in league. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, that's trash. Anyways, and hope he listens to this. You can tell, hey, your league is trash, bro. Who is it?
You met him, Steve.
Oh, Steve, your league is trash. Shout out to Steve. Your league is trash. And I'm sure Steve is a Lions fan.
No, that's Gary.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Gary. Gary is a dope friend of the show. All right, let's get in the picks real quick. So we got to help people win their fantasy league, but I got to win another week. So
we'll go quick.
I got it. Saints versus Falcons.
I'm going New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans Saints. Let's kick it off. Cowboys versus now Eli Manning Giants.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Good pass rush. Colts versus Nathan Peterman, probably Bills.
I don't even know where you're getting these picks from, but I'm going still going the Bills.
What do you mean you don't know? I'm playing. Am I on the wrong week? No, we play the Cowboys. Week 14. What are you talking about?
No, I'm on the CBS Sports app, and it's in chronological order. That's
I got the Colts. The Colts will get a win. Bears versus the Bengals.
I'm going with the Bengals.
Yeah, I want to go with the Bengals, but something tells me that Monday Night Meltdown might bleed over. I'll take the Bengals, but I would take the Bears with the 6 points. They're giving 6 points. I would take the Bears with the spread, but I'm going Bengals for the win.
Okay.
Packers versus the Browns.
Taking Packers.
Oh, I love that you did it. Hey, shoot off the alarm and make a bold prediction and shoot off the cannons in this one because the Browns, led by Josh Gordon and Deshaun Kaiser, will win their first game of the season. The Browns, baby. Woo, woo. Hype.
Okay.
Hype train. All right, moving on. Raiders versus the Chiefs. Oh, the AFC West leading Raiders versus the AFC West leading Chiefs.
I am going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I know you want to. The bleeding got to stop eventually. I agree. I'm going with the Raiders. Them Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs. And this is the last week. I'm telling you right now, this is another bold prediction. This is the last week Alex Smith starts for the Chiefs. Now, you can't blame Alex Smith last week for that loss. He put up massive points. But for majority of the losing streak and the losing that they've been doing, you can blame some of that on Mr. Check Down Alex Smith. They're going to lose this one, and you're going to see Mr. Patrick Mahomes start week 15. Okay, Lions versus the Bucks.
I am going to go with the... Hold on. What I'm doing is I'm basing these off what I picked.
I got you.
I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, this is a real hard game for me because Bucks have no defense. We all know that. We've seen that. It's pretty atrocious. But the Lions might not have Matthew Stafford, and I do not know who their backup is, let alone would I trust a backup. So I will take the Bucks also, but I'm not happy about it. Vikings, 10-2 Vikings, wow, versus the 8-4 Panthers.
I am going to take the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings also. They're a real team. They're a legit team. So are the Panthers, but in this game, it's going to be a great game. That's going to be a great game. Give me the Vikings. Defense travels on the road. Sorry. Niners at the Texans.
I'm taking the Houston Texans.
Yeah, you would believe so, right? I'm going to take the Niners. I think the Niners get their third win. Something with Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan and the Texans secondary is not good. Give me the Niners on the road. The Jets versus the Broncos.
New York Jets.
Yeah, let's go with the Jets. Trevor Simeon's still the quarterback, and they keep Talib's back. You don't trust that? No.
Listen.
No.
I want the Broncos to lose.
I know you do.
I don't want the Broncos to win another game.
I agree. Hey, if I was a 3-9, just like the Giants, shout out to Tyreek. He wants the Giants to lose every game. The Jets.
I want a top 5 draft pick, and I want us to draft a legit quarterback.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that later down the road with the draft and these top picks who need quarterbacks and those who don't need quarterbacks. But yeah, give me the Jets also. They're still playing hard. They still want to win games for their coach. Titans versus the Cardinals.
I'm taking the Titans on the road.
Yeah, so the fact that they're on the road is tough for me. The Cardinals are still playing hard, man, and the Titans secondary has given up points, and the Titans offense has found it hard to score points. So I'm going to take the Cardinals at home. Give me the Cardinals at home. Bruce Arians comes up with a game plan to keep them not eliminated from the playoffs. Redskins at the AFC West leading Chargers.
Chargers will win the AFC West.
Chargers will win the AFC West. That's not an echo. He said it, and I've said it. We've been saying it since week 4. They're the best 0-4 team. Now they're leading the division. They're going to make the playoffs.
Actually, look, let me pause you real quick. Not pause like you said something weird, but Thanksgiving night, Jones drunk dialed me and called me to let me know that he was no longer a believer that the Cowboys were going to go 10-6, let alone any better. And at the same time, we said the same thing. The Chargers would win the AFC West. Now, mind you, that was, 2 weekends ago?
Yep.
2 weekends ago we said it. We now see them tied at 6-6. They are by far the most complete team in the AFC West this year. The Chargers are the team to beat for the AFC West.
So
unpause.
I will actually go couple of days, I guess, when we record it. I said that the winner of the Cowboys and Chargers game would win, would make the playoffs. Just trying to caveat and piggyback. Anyways,
okay.
10-2 Eagles. Them damn Eagles. I'm still sick to my stomach seeing that 2 loss. We need y'all to beat the Seahawks versus the 9-3 Rams.
I'm taking the Rams.
So
Eagles lose 2 in a row.
What's funny about this week, there are a lot of good games with good teams, and there are a lot of bad games with bad teams. So it's a very tough week to pick. This week with both of us, either one of us is going to win 13, 14 games, and the other one's going to win about 8 or 9. Because I'm going to go with the Eagles. So sometimes there's a good loss. It helps you calm yourself down, bring you back to reality. You want to start checking and making sure you do those X's and O's that the coaches talk about that you don't pay attention to on a 9-game winning streak. Eagles beat the Rams. and actually give life to the Seahawks to possibly win the division. Seahawks at the Jaguars, 8-4 versus 8-4.
I am gonna go Jaguars. I believe in their defense more.
I hate you. I was gonna go Jaguars too. I wanted you to go Seahawks, so I'm going Jaguars. Yeah, I'm going Jaguars. I believe in the defense more. Leonard Fournette, volume-wise, should remain RB1 for fantasy, and I think Blake Bortles makes enough plays to keep them ahead of the Seahawks when the fourth quarter hits triple zeros. Another AFC North matchup: Ravens versus Steelers. Well, another AFC matchup for the AFC North matchup for the Steelers. Ravens versus Steelers.
Spoiler alert! Major news, whatever our tag is, I can't think of it right now. Breaking news. I'm going Ravens over Steelers.
Is it because there will be no Juju Smith-Schuster to crack block anybody?
No Juju Smith, no Ryan Shazier. Antonio Brown, though he's Antonio Brown, still has a messed up toe. Who else we got?
Le'Veon Bell? And Martavius Bryant?
Yeah, Martavius ain't been nothing since he got caught smoking weed.
Which time?
Hayden's still out. I'm going Ravens. That defense has been lights out.
Yeah, it seems like the Ravens will want it more because of the fact that they are fighting for a wild card. But a win all but locks up that AFC North, and that's what the Steelers want. This is also what they call a trap game, because who does the Steelers play next week? The New England Patriots.
I said Steelers, Patriots.
Yes, they play. So this is what they call a trap game that they would, but I don't know. Give me Steelers at home. They played 2 back-to-back close games, both primetime, by the way. So remember I went on that rant about the Dolphins being on 3 straight primetime games? The Steelers play Sunday night, so this is their 3rd straight primetime game. Give me Steelers at home. Patriots versus...
One game.
Huh?
I said, just one more game. Bro, we're both going Patriots.
Patriots versus...
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Patriots, let's knock that one out.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
There's no Gronkowski, man.
It don't matter.
And Adam Gase is such a bold coach that he kicks an onside kick when they're up 35-10.
It doesn't matter. That was against his old team.
I know, and he won't even admit that he was trying to stick it to John Elway and the Broncos. He won't even admit it. At least admit it, man. Anyways, Patriots, yes. So those are our picks. Challenge us. $20 to anybody who posts their picks and beats me. I will cash app you the money. But if you put your picks down there and you do not beat me, you owe me $20. There you go. Challenge extended. Let's see who steps up to the plate.
You know, you haven't won my pool yet. So if one person
from your pool,
yeah.
Yeah, but if somebody takes the challenge outside your pool, or even if somebody takes the challenge inside your pool, it's only 1-1. I ain't facing 35 other people, which, by the way, I almost won last week. I'm just saying.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
But yes, the challenge is extended. $20. Who accepts that challenge? Post your picks on any of our platforms, or you can just post on our Facebook page /Uneducated Experts. But if you lose, you owe me $20. All right. It is fantasy playoffs. Dude, we need some music or something. Like, choo, 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 choo.
Yeah. I can add it in the background after, but I can't play it now. That's the awkward part.
Oh, oops. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're going to. All right. It is fantasy playoffs, and yours truly, Jones, is playing the co-host, the funny guy of the show, Mink, for a third time.
Mouth. Pause.
Yeah, I was going to pause you, but you cut yourself. So,
do you know where I get that name from?
The mouth?
The Mink?
Oh, Mink.
The mouth.
I mean, it is...
Mink with the mouth.
It is 4 of your 5 letters of your last name, so it's a pretty cheap pun. But I use my whole last name, so what's up?
No, I'm not saying Mink. I'm saying Mink the mouth. This didn't sound super corny. Do you know what Deadpool's nickname is?
No, I do not.
It's Mark with a mouth.
I'm not a nerd. Shout out to all the nerds who
I
love
wouldn't say
comic books and Marvel.
Deadpool makes you a nerd. Deadpool's like the coolest superhero to ever Like he's the most. Well, he's not even a superhero. First off,
Yeah, wrong.
now the nerds are gonna eat me alive because he's an anti-hero. Besides the point, his nickname is Merc with a mouth. He's always talking shit.
You're going so in depth with this, and you're a nerd.
Brett, first off, timeout. You watch WWE and you're a grown ass man. Do not start with me. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the show.
Entertainment purposes.
No, I don't care what you say. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the show, people of the jury, I want you guys to know something real quick. So obviously, me and Jones share a Facebook page, a Twitter, an Instagram.
No, they do not know that because they don't follow us.
A YouTube, all that stuff. If they're listening, they follow us because it's the Uneducated Experts page. We both have to have access to everything. Let me tell you that there is nothing more irritating in the world than the 24/7 tweets that we get from WWE fans when you don't watch WWE. Listen, shout out to what's her name?
Collar and Elbow. Yes.
Collar and Elbow
Yes.
Wrestling.
Phenomenal podcast about professional wrestling. Yes.
Yes. I've never listened because I don't follow wrestling. But I want to. Oh my God! There's nothing more irritating than looking at my phone every 36 seconds and having a new tweet. Like, I'm glad they interact with us. I'm glad they like our show. I mean, mutual respect, right? Podcast to podcast. But man, if there's anything that makes me want to delete Twitter off my phone, it's WWE tweets.
Yo, I be tweeting out to the to Raw and SmackDown. Phenomenal shows, by the way. Longest running segments on TV. Millions of viewers, obviously. Most watched shows on Monday night and Thursday and Tuesday night, by the way. And I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying it's the truth. And I'll be tweeting out to their pay-per-views. So yes, we do get a lot of feedback from Collar and Elbow and from people who like my post from Raw and SmackDown. Yada yada yada. But yes, it is hilarious. I know you hate it, but hey.
And he calls me a nerd.
Yeah, okay. Hey, you know what? So I believe that we're all nerds. Am I right or wrong? We're all nerds in our respective fields. Yes, I am a sports nerd. I am a wrestling fan nerd.
First off, I don't think the word sports and nerd can go in the same sentence.
Wrong. No, that's where you are wrong.
Those are rival groups.
No, it's not.
Yes, they are.
That's because we have made the definition of a nerd to be a geek.
No, a nerd is a nerd. A geek is a geek.
So there's two definitions. I already Googled it. A foolish. Okay, I don't know the other word. So a foolish person who lacks social skills, or a boringly studious,
Who's that?
Boringly studious. But the next definition: a single-minded expert in a particular technical field. So we are sports nerds, a particular technical field. If you know a lot about one subject, you are a nerd of that subject. It doesn't have to be.
I call it a SME.
A what?
A SME.
Whatever. Subject matter. Oh,
Subject
okay.
matter expert.
Army
joke
for
the Army
end.
guys.
Yeah, shout out to Valencia. Good old vet. Shout out to the Veteran Effect podcast. Great guy. Great friend of the show. We just shout out everybody, man.
Yeah, because even on the little technical difficulties, I shouted out my cousin's podcast, the Hold Up Though podcast, because they have, so out of their 15 episodes, they have 2 episodes that are titled Technical Difficulties, Part 1 and Part 2.
There you go.
Beside the point. Anyways, all right, now that we've bullshitted our way and we're not on a bullshitting episode, bro, I'm telling you, we need to do a bullshit episode. I think the people want it. And by the people, I mean myself.
Yes, it's coming in a couple weeks. It will be coming week 17 of the NFL because nobody cares about the week 17 of the NFL. We will get through the picks real quick because there's got to be a winner between me and Mink because we are that competitive with each other that we will still do picks and then we will sit down and bullshit for about half an hour. You know it.
All right, so.
And we know it.
All right, if you're in a 10-man league, right, I'm just going to kind of base this off of our league. And you're in a predicament like I am, right? And you have Tyrod Taylor or one of these other quarterbacks that are not performing and you need to pick up somebody. There's going to be a couple options out there. Who is your number one streamable quarterback, Jones?
Deshaun Kaiser. But let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why Deshaun Kaiser.
I can't wait to hear this.
Because okay, I'm gonna tell you why. So
because Josh Gordon.
No, well, yes, one because of Josh Gordon.
They're gonna smoke weed and get drunk before the game.
Hey, Josh Gordon plays his best at that time. But listen, I don't even care what your scoring settings are. Deshaun Kaiser is ranked very low with his projected points. Because right now, on our waiver wire, we have just Jameis Winston and Case Keenum at 18.5, and Deshaun Kaiser is down there at 11.5. So if you made the playoffs, you should have a good team. You should have a good team that you made the playoffs. Unless you're in Steve's league where everybody makes the playoffs, that's just stupid. There's no competitive balance at all. So you should have a good team. So Deshaun Kaiser's projected points is so low that he should meet that, if not exceed it. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you Deshaun Kaiser's last 5 outings, based off our scores, but still, he met projections in 4 of them. 16.75, 25.3. That's, by the way, only throwing 1 touchdown because he rushed for 1. 7.1. Okay, he shit the bed. 23.3, and then last week against a very good Chargers defense, Cowboys fans know, directly, 15.35. So he is exceeding the expectations. Deshaun Kaiser is a streamable quarterback this week against the Green Bay Packers. That was a long tangent, but I wanted to get my point across why I said that. The bar set low. He will exceed that bar this week.
Okay.
Do you have somebody?
I'm going Case Keenum, man. Case Keenum's. We're going to the last 5 outings, right? I'm going to tell you right now. So he has played the week. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. So not including the bye week, right? Which is week.
So
9,
last 5 outings. Go ahead.
8.
I'm looking right at it. Go ahead.
He's played the ninth best or ninth worst. God damn it! The 9th worst fantasy defense against quarterbacks. The 16th, the 29th, the 18th, the 15th, 23rd, 21st. I went too far. Take out 23rd, 21st. That's this week. In those 5 games, he has gotten 20.4, 27.10, 20 flat, 30.10, 19.25. The lowest he has scored in the last 5 playing weeks is 19.25. Even against the LA Rams with the number 3 best fantasy defense against quarterbacks, he still put up 20. I am going Case Keenum.
Okay. I can't argue that because even if he's barely meeting projection points, that projection points is so much higher, 7, a whole touchdown worth of points more than what Deshaun Kaiser is projected. Right now, he's projected 18, and Deshaun Kaiser projected 11. So you could say 5 points over. Okay, Deshaun Kaiser got 16, but Case Keenum got 23. You want to go with the guy who's probably going to get you more points? I don't argue that. I can't argue Case Keenum as a streamable option. I would argue Case Keenum should not be a streamable option. 65% owned in Yahoo leagues. This dude has been balling all year minus, 2 games? Maybe 3? Okay, well, the one game he came in to be the savior, so that doesn't even really count. But he's been balling all year. He shouldn't even be on your free agent wire, even though he's on ours. But I already got 3 quarterbacks, so I can't get a 4th one. Okay.
All right. So next, running backs. Is there a running back that you were trying to stream?
Okay. Oh man. No.
Just one.
No, there's not a running back at all that I'm trying to stream. Not me. But if I am in a bind and so again, we're in the playoff. We're talking about playoff team. Sorry if you're in a consolidated pool. We don't care about you. You lost. Good luck next year. Come join my league. There might be an opening. Who knows? Tyree Gaines might be gone. Who cares? Anyways, so you should have start-worthy running backs. There was no big injury that happened in game except for one team, and that was Joe Mixon. And I do not think Giovanni Bernard is a streamable option. So, no, I don't have a streamable running back. If you're in the playoffs, you should have quality running backs who play right now. There's nobody got hurt in game besides Giovanni Bernard. Joe Mixon. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to go with Austin Eckler, if he's out there. In the last 4 weeks, the last 2 weeks he's kind of slowed down, but 21.9, 11.8, 7, and 4 fantasy points. He was taking touches away, he's taking receptions away from Melvin Gordon. He is playing the Washington Redskins, which are the 6th worst fantasy defense against running backs, meaning that they give up the 6th most points to fantasy running backs. I would go with Eckler if you need a running back or a flex player that's out there.
Okay, so I'm going to all right. I'm going to say no to this because he has fallen off last 2 weeks because they played with a lead, so they handed the ball to Melvin Gordon. We both said that they're going to beat the Redskins. I don't think it's going to be relatively close, which means he won't be used on passing downs. That's just my counter argument. If you need a streamable running back, I would go Peyton Barber. Peyton Barber, who sat in for Doug Martin, he should be available, but if Doug Martin sits out again, since we're talking numbers, he's going against the 4th most fantasy points given up, the Detroit Lions, and last week he ran for 102 yards on 23 carries. That would be my, if you need a streamable running back, but you shouldn't need to if you're in the playoffs and nobody got hurt, because you should not be depending on Joe Mixon. That's just me.
Okay, so now what about wide receiver? Do you got a wide receiver or no?
Oh, yeah. If you ain't picked him up yet, you already missed out. But you going to start Josh Gordon.
Interesting.
But, so this is so tricky with the streamable receivers because it depends on percentage owned and who's hurt, who's not hurt. Go ahead. Do you have somebody right now?
I do.
Who?
It's actually very interesting that you said Josh Gordon. So, me and Jones have talked before, and I've told him targets equal points. Now, there might not be a direct correlation, but what I'm saying is that if the targets are there, the opportunity for points are there, right? Last week, Josh Gordon. Now, this is off the top of my head. I don't even have to look at my phone. Josh Gordon had 11 targets for 4 catches and 80 yards?
Yep. 84?
84 yards. Okay.
85, yeah.
Targets equal points. They threw the ball to him 11 times. Now, they'll kind of let the world know Josh Gordon is back, right? Everyone knows Josh Gordon is very talented when he's sober. Maybe not. Maybe he's just talented when he's drunk and high. But right now he has to be sober. So, my streamable receiver for the week is actually Corey Coleman, because I think that Josh Gordon will be pulling double teams all day, and Corey Coleman will be open more.
Okay. So let's just play numbers based off Yahoo Leagues. Corey Coleman is only 37% owned. So he should be available in your leagues if you got to stream somebody. I will counter yours and give you another guy that's about 35% owned, and I will say Mike Wallace. Only because if you saw the drop balls that the Bengals receivers did last night, well, this is Tuesday and it was Monday night, so that's why I said last night. But if you saw the drop balls that the Bengals receivers did, and A.J. Green ate them up. Now, Mike Wallace is not A.J. Green, but
not by any means.
But 2 weeks ago, who was the receiver that was giving up with the Packers that was getting those touchdowns? Devin Adams. Adams had a really good game. Pretty sure Cobb scored a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken, that same game. I'm almost mistaken. I might be mistaken on that one. Bottom line is, their secondary is giving up yards. They're not getting the pressure up front. The receivers are getting open, and they are catching the ball. Green had a phenomenal game. If it wasn't for a cheap, weak holding call, he would have had 3 touchdowns, a trifecta. So give me Mike Wallace. 3 of the last 4 games, 11.6. It was only 56 yards, but a touchdown. 4.8, and then 116 yards against a good secondary in Detroit. Give me Mike Wallace, because I'm getting a guy around the same 35% owned like you. So next week we will debate Mike Wallace versus Corey Coleman.
All right, you want to go tight ends?
Not really. I mean, okay, yeah, we do got to go tight ends
All right.
because a lot of people
ASJ.
in the playoffs have.
Austin, Safar, and Jenkins.
You going to just take them right now? A lot
Yeah.
of people in the playoffs probably have Gronkowski and relied heavily on Gronkowski because they took him early. You only have one tight end when you have Gronkowski, except for Blue, a.k.a. Bollywood in our league, who has Zach Ertz and Gronkowski. So shout out to Blue. Now, I think we shouted everybody in our damn league already now, except for Patterson. Shout out to Patterson.
Shout out to Patterson.
All right. So if you have the man Gronkowski and you need to stream a receiver, a tight end, can I say Ricky Seals-Jones against Tennessee?
You say whoever you want.
I know. Jason Witten is pretty much on 79%. He's probably not available, but the Giants are a green-lit match for every tight end, even slow-ass Jason Witten. Week 1, he had 11.9, 59 yards and a touchdown on 7 catches. Week 1 against the Giants. But if we're going to go 50% or lower and give you a streaming tight end, I'll say 60% because Austin Safari Jenkins is 56. Boy, we're getting really thin with my number. Cameron Brate, he had 2 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, he should be on a team. He should be a starter.
Bro, he's only on 56%. So I said less than 60 going off of you, balancing your
Is he
numbers.
available in our league?
No, he is not. Patterson has him. So that's the second shot to Patterson. So I would say
Damn it,
Cameron
Patterson.
Brate against the Detroit Lions. Or I would say probably Julius Thomas because they're going to have to put up points against the New England Patriots. And he's coming off, he scored a touchdown last week. Maybe that gets him going. He only had 20 yards, but maybe that gets him going against New England Patriots. Who knows? It's tough on tight ends. Oh, man. Austin Hooper, maybe? They're going to put a lot of points with, Falcons versus Saints. So there's a couple options out there, but, good luck. If you bank it on Gronk, you're already in trouble.
All right, we're at 46 minutes. Let's wrap this up. Defenses. I'm going to say you can stream Cincinnati's defense against the Chicago Bears.
Okay, definitely. Yeah,
They're
that's a
going
good
to
one.
give us some turnovers.
Well, hell, even if they don't give up turnovers, they ain't going to score a lot of points. Chicago can't score points to save their life.
This is so ironic that we're doing this, knowing that we play each other this week.
And we look at
Like I'm sitting here submitting waiver after waiver.
I'm gonna go on a real bold statement and give you a team that's only owned 9% of fantasy leagues. The Dallas Cowboys. Call me a homer, I don't care.
Oh my god.
The Dallas Cowboys,
Oh my god.
who just came off of based on our scoring format, my scoring format, 24 points against the Washington Redskins, will have a double-digit point output from the defense against the Giants.
We're not doing kickers because kickers are hit or miss.
They are definitely hit or miss.
Literally. So,
Literally.
anything else you want to? Anything else you want to touch on, Jones?
No, hey, we appreciate the love. We got to start saying where to find us early because some people who listen to us on YouTube don't know where to find us because they don't listen to the entire segment. But shame on you guys because this is a great episode.
Yep. All right. As always, we are the Uneducated Experts. I am Mink,
I am Jones.
telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do. Real quick, one of us next week is going to be very excited. The other one might be sick to their stomach.
Yes. So have a dope day.